Don't you reckon Norm's extremely quiet at the moment? Do you think it's got a lot to do with he's in shock at the moment? Because this is actually the third video that Norm has, and we are very happy to say that a few people are looking, and we assume that more and more people are going to have a look as time goes on. I think really Norm and I, we just had a bit of a discussion about ideas, how to actually build on the ministry, and I think we're in for an exciting time if the Lord allows us to do the things that we think we would like to see done from a Christian point of view. Now, I do have a question for Norm, and I'm talking about something in John where Jesus, in fact, now Norm, I want you to explain this, right? Jesus, in fact, said to Martha, if you believe, you will never see death. And I want to say a bit more than that. I want to add a little bit more to that text where Jesus says, if you come into existence, if you live and you believe in him, you will never see death. Norm.
Do you want me to explain that to you?
I can't really answer that, Norm. I've just made a comment like that, and if you stuff it up, well, that's just the way it is, isn't it? We'll try again.
Well, we know for certain that Martha at one time must have died and saw death. And we know that Jesus didn't spread about falsehoods, so we've got to find out what he meant by that. And if you go back to John's Gospel, you'll find it where Jesus said that if people believe in him, even though they die, they shall live. So I believe that what Jesus was talking about there to Martha, and remember, those words were said to her when Jesus went out to raise her brother from the grave. He was talking about that type of thing, that, well, look, you won't have to worry because you won't see death. That was the way he was putting to her that death need not be feared if you have faith in Christ. And while I know some Christians who have a fear of death, I think their fear is misplaced, because the Christian will not know the moment he dies. It'll be like walking through a door. You will just suddenly find yourself being caught up into the air to meet Jesus with the other Christians. So I think that we don't have to worry about death too much, but people who haven't made that commitment to Christ, they should start to worry about it, because God said he will not always strive with the heart of man, but that he shall be suddenly cut off, and that without remedy. So I've never had any problem with that discussion that Jesus had with Martha, and I hope that if anybody who's looking at this today and do wonder, will go back to their Bible and consider it again in the light of the fact that Jesus meant what he said, and he said what he meant. And that's what he asks us to have faith in him, and not in our own understanding. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Norm. But Norm, what I'm going to do is, I'm just telling you this public, Norm has made a very good statement, but I would love Norm to actually pull that statement apart to articulate, to vividly, in a real physical person, to actually pull that apart. We made a statement today, and Norm did a great statement, and absolutely true. But let's see if we can put a bit more flesh on it next time we visit. Thanks, Norm.